Well, thank you very much. It was a long, hard road, but 16 years ago, my classmates and I received our Juris Doctor degrees right across the street over there at Hesburgh Library, underneath the gaze of Touchdown Jesus. And I often joked about the similarity between my law school experience and my football career. They were pretty much the same. You just got beat up in a different sort of way. And just as the Super Bowl ring is a symbol of excellence, so too is my Notre Dame law degree. It's no ordinary degree, for not only does it attest to the study of the civil law, but it also attests to the study of the natural law, under such great professors as Charles Rice, Ralph McInerney, and the late Ed Murphy. These were teachers who knew and understood that the only good law was a just law, and the study of the natural law helped me to identify good laws and to critique bad ones. And I chose Notre Dame because I wanted to see this bigger picture of life. I wanted to look beyond the passing world of prestige and influence and into reality, the world that God created. And I figured that if I spend the necessary blood, sweat, and tears and playoff bonus checks on a law school education, I was going to get a great return on the maximum return on my investment. And there are a handful of teachers on this campus who provided that education, but they were not the dominant voices on campus. And while it was Notre Dame's promise of excellence that attracted me and others to this university in the first place, it's the waning of this commitment that brings us all together today. As a solution, let me offer a lesson that I learned during my football playing days. It's attributed to Vince Lombardi. Now, Coach Lombardi, along with Newt Rockne, whom we honor in this building behind me, are considered to be, by many, to be the greatest football coaches ever. And they were great coaches because they were great teachers. And like Rockne, Lombardi took a bunch of young men and he taught them how to play football so well that they became famous. And after a while, his guys became more like celebrities than football players. And when that happened, they started to play poorly. So to fix this problem, Coach Lombardi called an emergency team meeting. And he scolded his players for losing their focus. And in order to regain it, they would need to get back to basics. And perhaps to emphasize just how far they had fallen, he held up a football and said, "Men, this is a football." So my point is this. In life, as in football, sometimes our focus turns from the mission and to ourselves. And when that happens, we need to get back to basics. So where are we at Notre Dame? Where can we at Notre Dame look for our inspiration? What can serve as our model for returning to the basics? This is difficult to answer. Not because there's a dearth of possibilities, but rather because we have so many things to choose from. Aside from the obvious inspiration to be found in our faith and church, there are many landmarks that are particular to our campus right here. Over in the law school is a banner that proclaims, "If you want peace, work for justice." And in another place, there's a statue of Moses presenting us with the 10 Commandments. But for our present purposes, let me draw your attention to a simple and yet profound motto carved over the basilica's side door: God, country, and Notre Dame. God comes first for all the obvious reasons. All right, Scripture tells us in Matthew 6:33, "Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." The cornerstone of returning to the basics is putting first things first. There are a lot of good things at Notre Dame, but if they keep us from the better things, they lose their goodness. And there's nothing better than God. The second part of our motto is for country. The Declaration of Independence is our country's rationale for its being. In this declaration, it states that all men are endowed by their Creator with the inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And again, notice the order. The right to life comes first. It's the building block of justice. Without it, we can't live together in peace. We who follow Notre Dame football are very familiar with this statement because it's recited before every home football game, isn't it? Okay, we know it by heart. More importantly, these rights were defended to the death by the Notre Dame alumni and servicemen whose names are inscribed over the very same basilica doorway. The inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are the basics of our commitment to our great country, the United States of America. And our motto is also the basics of our commitment to Notre Dame. The justice that our motto proclaims is more than just a pious platitude, and its continued defense is why we are all here today. We are participating in what made this university so great. Notre Dame, Our Lady, is honored by the Church as the seat of wisdom and the cause of our joy. Much as Vince Lombardi held up the football, we point to Our Lady on the Golden Dome to remind us who and what Notre Dame was meant to honor and imitate. I used to thank her every day as I walked to class in the morning for letting me come to her university. And it's only in a vigorous pursuit of the truth, especially the truth of human life and human love, and a strong witness to their priority in human affairs, that Notre Dame will deserve the praise and prestige it desires. Only then will it be truly great. So in the game of football, we have a tradition of honoring the person or persons who made a great contribution and who were most responsible for our team's successful outing. And we do this by giving them a game ball. And while our struggle is not yet over, this day is an important milestone in the battle for the soul of Notre Dame. Therefore, I would like to recognize it with a game ball. Now, it's hard to pick a winner, all right? So many people have made so many important contributions. And chief among them is our bishop, John Darcy, who just joined us this morning. As well as Father Miss Campbell and his fellow Holy Cross religious. They have courageously and patiently borne their duty of witnessing to the truth. But I think that we can all agree that the students of the Notre Dame response team made a heroic contribution to our university. In the midst of their already heavy end-of-year schedules, they fought a very good fight, thereby creating the best opportunity in almost 40 years for restoring Notre Dame's priorities. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a football, and it belongs to those who never forgot the basics. First, God. Second, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And third, this great school dedicated to Our Lady. The Notre Dame family is very proud of you. Thank you.